sitting in for our phenomenal Phyllis Nash, who is probably hula hooping right now. Man, they be getting the hula hoop on and popping while the weather's still good, whatever the weather is there in Chicago right now. But we want to welcome everybody this morning. We're so glad to have you here. So glad that you've taken the time out to be inspired, to be motivated, to be empowered, and maybe to be corrected because you know what today is. Yes, yes, we're going to get into the huddle with our coach. Before we do that, because I'm going to turn it over to him and I want him to close it out, drop the mic, because I want it to be the last thing on your brain. So let me make a few announcements
Well,
just before.
he was let be as good as
Is
so good.
somebody still unmuted? Okay, I see that. Okay, let me make a few announcements just before he comes on. I want to remind you of some things that Melissa told us on Monday. We still are getting those brand new customers. You can get your name in the pot so that you can get those loyalty points that are going to help you further down the road with the Founders Pack. So you want to make sure strive to get three new customers at least minimum, and whoever gets the most, yeah, those are the ones who are going to be getting a lot of loyalty points. Secondly, we want to remind you that there is a special meeting this evening with the Diamonds and the Emeralds with Melissa to share some information. And we want to definitely say, have you gotten your legacy tickets? Come on. This is going to be the best conference ever because the biggest announcement since the inception of Wakana is going to be made at our legacy conference. You don't want to be the one missing out on hearing it firsthand. So get your legacy conference tickets. They're in your back office. You know what else is in your back office? There's a VIP private screening of The Woman King. Yes, at Chicago. They're going as a group, which I was in Chicago, but I got to jump on y'all because I've already seen it. Oh, it's off the chain. I'm just saying. I saw it on my birthday. So, VIP private screening, go to your back office, look for that. It's $20 for the conference, for the tickets to the private screening. I got our own. Uh, that's amazing. Wakana's just off the chain at the AMC New City 14. And today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday for Dr. Rita's topic. Dr. Rita's topic this evening at 8 p.m. Central is the power of juicing. The power of juicing. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be full of information. That being said, let's get ready. I know you got your pen and paper by now. I know that you're ready to receive from the one and only. I believe he's the best coach in the world. He's definitely a great teacher. I'm sure he's a great pastor. If I was in Chicago, I'd probably be sitting up under his teaching, right? Because we get it every Wednesday right here. Let's receive Coach Dan Johnson. Coach, are you there?
I am here, Coach Roz. Great morning to all of you in our wonderful Wakanda community. Listen, I am just super excited about this day. Why? Because it is a day that I've never seen before. It's a day that I'll never see again. And guess what? I am so grateful. And y'all heard me say this before, that today is not yesterday. Today is not yesterday. Listen, you may have heard me say this. I've been saying this for some time. Some of you may have heard me say it here and there. And I'll talk about don't get so caught up in the destination that you forget to properly map quest the journey. I've said that many times. Many of us, we get so excited in the destination that we don't step back and properly map quest the journey. And so as a result of that, we wind up on the journey losing sight of the destination because the journey comes with so many twists and turns that we did not properly plan, expect, and or prepare for. You may have also heard me say from time to time, you've heard me say, esteem the process, that before you ever get to a promise, you got to go through a process. And sometimes the process is painful, but the process is necessary because without the process, you'll never get to the promise. And so as I was thinking about this, yesterday I was in a conversation with my son, and he came across something on TikTok. What he came across on TikTok was something that simply said, get excited about the journey, and the destination will work itself out. That's all I heard. And when I heard it, it added more value, in my opinion, to what I've been sharing about don't get so excited about the destination that you don't properly map quest the journey. What is map questing the journey? Well, back in the day before there was a Siri, back in the day before we had Google Maps, back in the day before we had iMaps or any of those type of things, or Waze or any of that, what we had back in the day was MapQuest. And what MapQuest would do, it will help you to get from one point to the other. It will give you the directions that's necessary to get to one point of the other. One of the things that I've learned on the quest of moving from one point to another is that I have learned that in order to get there, there's going to be some things that you're going to have to do. There's going to be some turns you're going to have to make. There's going to be some red lights you're going to have to come to. And so it is in business. So it is in business. So it is in becoming a great athlete. There's a journey that's a part of it. And so what I want you to do is I want you to really, really begin to focus on the journey. What I want you to do is understand what the journey to reaching your goal and reaching your destination really looks like. And I want you to get excited about the journey. I want you to fall in love with the journey, because when you fall in love with the journey, when you get excited about the journey, guess what, you guys? You're going to be the journey is your game plan. And you'll begin to execute that game plan at a very, 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 very high level. And as you execute that game plan at a high level, you're reaching your goal and reaching your destination will be inevitable. So I want you to understand what the journey for you actually looks like. And when you understand what the journey is in order to get that's necessary to get to the destination, and you fall in love with the journey, guess what, you guys? You're going to win. Well, let Coach Dan put this in some context, some more context for you. For example, here is our reality. Our reality lies in this moment right here. If we are going to get the fat belly down, if we're going to get the dimple out the thighs, if we're going to get the junk out the trunk, if we're going to get the jelly out the belly, let me tell you what we must do. We must fall in love with the flat belly lifestyle. Guess what? Here's the word, journey. Those of us that falls in love with the journey, we can't help but be on the call tonight on Wednesday night when Dr. Rita begins to talk about the power of juicing. Why? Because the power of juicing is about the journey. So now we fall in love with juicing because juicing is part of our lifestyle journey. We fall in love with hula hoop. We fall in love with rebounding. We fall in love with taking walks. We fall in love with lifting weights. All of the things that we normally would not like to do, perhaps we fall in love with it. Why? Because it's part of the journey that's going to get us to the destination. And so some of us, we do not lock into the journey because our eyes is exclusively on the destination. Now, let me say this part. In sports, there's, and Coach Ross is going to appreciate this moment. In sports, on football, you have a wide receiver. The wide receiver is the individual that catches the ball from the quarterback and hopes to get as many yards as possible. Here's the deal. The wide receiver has certain progressions that he must go through before he even catches that ball. Number one, he has to run a route. Number two, he has to beat his man. Number three, he has to find his spot. Number four, he has to catch the ball. And number five, he has to move forward towards the goal line. 5 things he must do in order before he reaches his destination. Here's what happens. Some wide receivers, they begin to move towards the goal line before they actually catch the ball. And as a result, they drop the ball. It's a drop pass because they didn't secure the ball first before they went to the goal line. You must get to a place where you secure where you are first. Go through your progressions. And when you go through your progressions and you fall in love and practice that and work it, going through those progressions, you're going to hit your target. What are your progressions? Your progressions is, number one, you got to understand, and we talked about this, understand your product. You got to understand the product that you're moving. Number two, not only understand your product, you got to understand your business. Our business motto has twists and turns, all designed to help you get to your destination. But if you don't understand those twists and turns, if you don't know how to leverage those twists and turns, if you're not involved in those different dynamics, then you're going to be slow to the goal. So fall in love with learning and understanding and all of the various trainings and opportunities that's available to you, because as you fall in love with it, you'll wind up getting to where it is that you desire to be. I'm telling you, you guys, some journeys are not fun. How do you fall in love with vegetables when all you love is carbs? How do you fall in love with that? How do you fall in love with working out when your favorite pastime is sitting on the couch watching your favorite Netflix movie? How do you fall in love with reading a book when you're already in love with watching everybody else succeed on social media? Here's how you do it. You fall in love with that when you fall in love with why you want to get to that destination in the first place. How do I want to be? Why is this my destination? What is it about me losing 30 pounds that's so important and so significant that I'm actually willing to get off the couch and start walking and get involved with the journey? See, the destination is a byproduct of where your heart is. Your destination is a byproduct of the journey that you put yourself on because of where your heart is. Your success becomes inevitable when you're willing to do whatever it is that you got to do at the time you got to do it, even when you don't feel like doing it, because you desire to achieve that goal. And the more you do it, the more consistent you be at it, eventually that success is going to come. Coach Dan tells you all the time, you got to do the right thing long enough, consistent enough, and it'll eventually be enough. That's the truth. It's no way that you can work the principles on a consistent basis as you navigate this journey to success and not see the principles work for you. It's possible. The question becomes, what are you willing to do to see the possibilities of your life become the realities of your life? We got a lot of stuff, but what you do with the stuff is going to determine how far you go with it. There's a lot of people that's in Wakana. There are people that have come. There are people that have gone. There are people that have stayed. There are people that have grown. All people with the same information, with the same access. These individuals, it's very important that you understand the only difference between the pearl and the diamond is how they handled and navigated their journey. One is not better than the other because they all started at the same point. What determines where they go is the journey that they take to get there and how they work the journey to get there. Listen, fall in love with the journey, you'll reach your destination. I'm not done, but it's 8:16. I am going to stop. I trust and pray that this moment that we've had together in the huddle was a moment that you can take away that will add value, not only to your business, but value to your life. I look forward to coming together with you again very, very soon. And until next time, as always, here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to prosper. Be blessed.